Hello everyone, and welcome to Robit programming tutorial. This is a module where you have two screens and an optional speed. Basically, generate button generates a maze like this. So your goal is to determine which of the 11 possible algorithms is used uh, to determine uh, which how the commands are working, so you can navigate your Robit to certain goals. You can regenerate the maze as many times as you want uh, until you hit this play button. Basically, this thing right here is the time period between moves during the maze generation. So 1.00 is going to be 1 move per second. Um, this is going to be one move in 0.5 seconds, and just 0 will generate the maze instantly. Each time the maze can be different, but the algorithm the maze is generated with is the same. So you could just use this opportunity to generate such a maze that will be like convenient for you to walk in. But onto that later. This panel right here is used to input commands. So, as I said, you determine which algorithm is used, and based on the algorithm and maybe special quirks that some of the algorithms have, you will identify like what the right, up, down, left moves mean in bits. So you have pairs of bits, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and they refer to some moves like up, left, down, right, in some order. And once you determine them, you can use this panel here to input commands like this, for example. So this is going to be 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, and the Robit will perform the moves that correspond to these commands until it reaches the end or strikes somewhere, like hits the wall. So the Robit you strike when the Robit hits the wall or runs out of commands when it is located on on a colored cell, except these 4 edges. But onto that later. Now I'm going to show you all 11 possible algorithms. So starting from this one, this is a recursive backtracking. This one. So the way you identify it, you can see that it creates long paths, and then when it doesn't have any adjacent unvisited cells, it goes backwards. So right now it creates a long path. Right now it doesn't have adjacent unvisited, so it went back until it met a unvisited cell and continued from there, and goes like that backwards until everything is generated. Yeah, another special thing that you can, yeah, it always starts at center, and it has those blue marks on cells, so it can backtrack on them. Okay, next one. Let's see what it is. Okay, this one is growing tree. It's similar to recursive backtracking and hunt and kill, which we'll see later. Basically, it starts at the center, but instead it creates random paths, like in recursive backtracking, but um, it at any point it can decide to just teleport to somewhere else, even if it has any adjacent cells. So for example, from here it randomly teleports to any other blue cell and continues from there, like that, you see? So it's like recursive backtracking, but it has shorter paths and random teleportation. Yeah, and it has blue cells as well, indicating the cells that it can teleport to check if it has any adjacent unvisited cells. Yeah, next one. This one is easy. Basically, this is dreams. The way you identify it is it picks. It just shows every adjacent unvisited cell. So it shows in blue every unvisited cell that is adjacent to any visited cell. So right now it has this 2 visited, 3 visited, and as you can see, it just all blue things highlight the cells that are adjacent to the maze that has already been generated. Yeah, this one is easy. Just look for this blue cloud. This one is also easy. This is the only maze that starts off with cleaning the whole board, and it is a recursive division. This is hunt and kill. So as you can see, it also starts at the center and can create long paths like in recursive division. But yeah, it behaves the same as recursive division until there are no unvisited cells adjacent. When that happens, it will not go backwards through the path that it has already visited, but it will use 3 possible. It will pick a random, well, not random, but one of the 3 ways to find a cell to continue from. So, for example, it ended here. There are no visited cells, and as you can see, it will start to scan the board until it finds an unvisited cell. It's similar to recursive backtracking and growing tree, but in this case it does not have any blue highlights. It can use one of 3 ways to scan the board for unvisited cells. It can do it randomly, row by row or column by column, as in our case. In our case, it's column by column. Yeah, as you can see, started scanning. Yep, found it, and then continued again. Then there were no unvisited cells, so started scanning again. So the way it scans vertically, horizontally, or randomly is going to be is going to be constant for this module on the bomb. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Okay, it's one of the harder ones. As you can see, it kinda scans the whole thing in row by row or column by column. It is the Sidewinder. The way you identify it is the row or the column it starts scanning on is always going to be full and connected. And it is guaranteed to be full, and no other edges are guaranteed to be full. So they can be full, but they don't have to. The one that it started on has to be full. Yeah, and it goes like row by row or column by column. Okay, next one. Okay, this one is skulls. The way you identify it is it starts just randomly building small, like 2 by 1, 3 or else on the grid, and essentially it just connects them in some random way. There are no blue indications. Yeah, you can see just randomly teleports over the board, creating 2 by 1s at the start, and then just they all kind of like connect with each other. Yeah, and there are no blue indications. Okay, this is recursive backtracking again. Yeah, this is again this one. And let me double check just to make sure. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, this one. So there are 2 of these 11s. Wow. So basically there are 2 of these 11 algorithms that can take quite a long time to generate. This is the Wilson's one. The way you identify it is, well, it takes a long time to generate, and the red square that just generates in the maze, it randomly starts to build a group of like blue blocks, and then they disappear, and some path, like a piece of path appears in that out of them. Then that group of blue blocks disappear, and the thing continues until the whole board is done. Like you can see, it just creates a group of blue blocks, then they disappear, and a small path appears. Yeah. This is recursive backtracking. This is recursive backtracking again. Okay, this one is new. It is just a binary tree, simple one. It always is going to just scan row by row or column by column. I'm not sure if it can like okay, never mind. It's always scans row by row, column by column, and there are always going to be 2 adjacent full edges. Like you can see, they are on the module. On one module, there are always going to be 2 same full edges on this maze. There can be other edges, but you don't consider, but they don't always appear. You just regenerate the maze, so you can confirm. Yeah, right now it is not full, but these two edges continue to be full each time we generate the maze, and this is the way you determine binary tree. Um, okay, how many left? Okay, this is geometry again. The springs. This is that long one. This is Sidewinder again. Recursive backtracking. That long one again. Sidewinder. And that long one. Okay, I'm going to launch a new bomb. Wait a bit. Okay, this is Eller's example. What it does is it is going row by row or column by column, but in this case it will not guarantee any full edges. You can see it kind of can like restart the row, go back and forth. Yeah, and the difference between binary tree and Sidewinder is that it does not guarantee any edges to be full. So you can just kind of regenerate the maze a few times to make sure that this is Eller's generation. So right now this one is not full, this is not full, this is not full, and let's regenerate this a few times so we can make sure that this one is not full. Yeah, you can see this one is not full, so none of them guaranteed to be full, and just like that you determine the Eller's algorithm. And the last one is Aldo's Brother. It's another one that can take a long time to generate. It's quite simple. The thing it generates will just randomly walk through the maze. It can also go between walls. It can just randomly walks until it visits all the cells, like that. And when it visits an unvisited cell, it just connects it with the cell it was previously on. Yeah, like that. So, it was the last one, I believe. Yeah. Okay, next thing, once you determine the maze, for example, let's go back to Elders. So you determine the maze, um, and then if it doesn't have any quirks, you just take the information, like the bits and their corresponding moves. If it does, like in this case, you need to know extra information. In case of Eller's algorithm, you need to know how the um, like how the scanning process went. Well, as you can see, it scanned row by row. So we choose this one, and this is the information. So this is the bits and their corresponding moves. In case of Sidewinder, let me remember where was this. No, not this one. No. 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 Maybe this one. Yeah. In case of Sidewinder, you need to know which row or column, which edge it starts from. In this case, it always starts from south, so this would be the information. In case of hunt and kill, this one, you need to know how the scanning process after, like how the scanning process went after there were no unvisited cells adjacent to the current cell. In this case, it's scanned row by row. So it would be this one, column by column with this one, and randomly. In case of binary tree, which I believe was on the previous bomb, but not on this one. Yeah, it is the one where it always has two edges that are always like full. You would need to identify which corner they belong to. So north and west edges would be northwest skew. North and east edges would be this one, and so on. Okay, done with the generations. I'm going to find a good maze to show the next step on. So I'll be right back. So let's work with this one. What's the duration? It's recursive backtrack. Okay. Recursive backtrack is this one. So they're going to be up, down, left, right. Okay. Now to the next step. We need to. So basically, our goal is reset each edge, each corner, I mean, of the maze, and then go back to any cell from this center plus. So in this case, we would need to take this long path like this and go back here. But if we don't like this long path, we can regenerate the thing, which in case of recursive backtracking is quite unlucky. Yeah, okay, let's do this one. So, how the commands work? You input pair of digits that correspond to moves the Robit makes, and so let's do 4 lefts. So 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0, and then hit play. After you hit play for the first time, you will not be able to generate the maze anymore. So take that into consideration. If you manage to incorrectly identify the algorithm, then you just kind of have to spend strikes to figure out what pair of bits corresponds to what move. So you just have to try 0 0 by itself, 0 1 1 0 1 1. In our case, hit generate. Sorry, not generate, the plus. Yeah, just like that. The pointer shows what the last move was. Well, usually the pointer shows what the current move is performing, but in our case, when the thing stops, well, the whole board, the whole list of commands has been performed, it just stops at the last move. We can clear out the board by clicking this thing or holding it for 3 or more seconds to clear it like that. So, as I said earlier, you cannot stop on the colored parts of the board, but when you reach the corner, the colors of that quadrant will disappear and you can safely move there. So when, for example, I reach this thing, this all green these green cells will disappear and they will become normal and you can walk there freely. But there is a twist. Depending on the color, when you are located on not relocated, but when you're making a move from a colored cell, um, a special rule will be applied depending on the color, and your moves will be kind of scrambled. For example, if I make a move from the green cell, uh, it, it might just apply the red quirk, which will like mirror all our moves. So in our case, red quirk. The Robit moves in opposite direction while making a move from a red cell. So if you input left, and if the Robit is currently on a red cell, it will move right instead, and so on. But if you are making a move from the black cell to the green, to the colored cell, it will not, the quirk will not apply. Another important thing that you have to keep track on is the number of moves the Robit made. Basically, the number of moves is just the number of moves on this grid before the pointer. Sorry, on this command line before the pointer. So right now, when you restart, like clear out the board and restart, the number of moves is 0, even though I previously made like 4 left moves. But since we cannot stop on colored cells, we have to keep track of moves we make, because some of the colors require them to count to count something, and the quirks will be changed each time. Okay, for green one, if the number of performed commands so far is even, perform the red quirk while the Robit is in the corner. So if we are going to make a move and the number of performed moves so far on the command line is even, the move that the Robit is about to make is going to be inverted. So let's just plan our path to the next safe cell, being this one. So what we want to do is up, up, right, 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 right. And let's see. So up, up, right, 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 right. So let's just see how it works. So right now we're on black cell and we've done 0 moves. So the next move is safe and is going to be just up because we're currently on the black cell. Boom, we did the up move. Next move is up. Right now we're on green cell already. So after the first move we would be here. And we've done even number of moves. So, oh, sorry, odd number of moves. So the next move would be alright and will not be reversed. Boom, we're here now. We have done even number of moves, which means the next move is going to be inverted. So the next move we're going to do is going to be left. So boom, we did 3 moves. So the next one is going to be alright. Boom, 4 moves. Next one is going to be changed. Boom, 5 moves. Boom, we're in the safe spot. So another important thing, if you mess up and strike while in a colored cell, um, uh, the thing will not restart, but the pointer will stay on the same spot. Let me actually show you on this one. So let's see, we have to do 2 lefts. And okay, for example, we're doing down down, and then left, but it's actually going to go right because at this point it's going to be even number of moves. So let's just right, left, 0, 0, and just write something else after the thing. Boom! It struck, stopped, and it is currently pointing on the thing that you struck on. You've made 2 moves so far, which means the counter did not reset because the number of moves before the pointer is 2. But when you clear the whole board, the number of moves resets to 0. So you can start from this and work out your way, beginning from 0 moves. And don't forget that if you strike like that and you start from a colored cell, the first move is not going to be safe because, well, in this case you are not starting from black cell but from a green cell, which means number of moves done before is divisible by 2, and the first move is going to be, well, inverted. Okay, get back to this one. We determined that we need to input this line, up, okay, what is up, 0, 0, 0, 0, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. By the way, if you input a odd number of digits, it will not read the last digit and will just ignore it. Like that, it ignores it. Okay, now we're safe again. We can do 2 up moves, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and now we need to get this corner to disable this green thing. So basically, once you reach the corner, you can stop there because the green cells will disappear. We need to do 4 lefts. Okay, before the first left, we're on safe black cell, so we don't invert. After the first move, odd number of moves, so we don't change anything. Two moves done, so the next one is going to be reversed. 3, 4. After the fourth one, there is nothing to change, so we're fine. Left, left, right, left. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay. And now let's go back here, which is 4 rights. Okay, now we need to travel through red. Unlike green, it always reverses your moves. So let's just create the path first, and then modify it. So right, 4 and 4 down. And the first right is from the safe spot, so we don't need to change that. Everything else is going to be reversed. Okay, right is 1, 1, left is 1, 0, and 4 ups is 8, 0. Then we can safely do 2 rights, and then we need to do 4 ups. Once again, first up is safe, we're starting from the black cell, and the other ones will be all downs. So up, 0, 0, down, and we can do 4 downs. Okay, now the yellow one. There are 3 rare colors that can on one module can appear only one of them. And yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but the colors on the module don't change with each generation. So magenta, red, green, magenta on this one will stay the same. Okay, I picked a bad one, the one that takes a long time to generate. So in this case, the colors, are you kidding me? By the way, you cannot change the speed during the generation. As you can see, the colors did not change. Yeah. Okay. What we want to do is down, down, 4 lefts. Okay, the yellow one. Um, so this is quite confusing description, but what you need to know is your number of done commands mod 4, module 4. So how to use the table. So for example, you want to go down, you find like the row you need, and taking the right one, the right from the arrow, you pick the one on the left, and this is the command that you will input instead, because the thing here is actually for each move modulo, like modulo 4, you're going to basically okay, this is hard to explain, but you need to find such direction that will be rotated clockwise, like 90 degrees 1, 2, 3, or 4 times, and include that instead. This is quite a bad explanation in my opinion. So what I just prefer to say is take the direction you need, you want it to go down, and instead turn it counterclockwise, not clockwise, the number of times you need. Or you can just use this table correctly, like these numbers 4n plus 2 and so on. Pick the right direction as the direction you want it to go, and take the one on the left, so this one, and change your direction to that. So okay, let's start making our path. So we're currently at 0 moves, so 0 mode 4 is 0, we don't change anything. Next one is going to be 1. So for the next move, we're going to take the direction after the arrow and change it to the direction before the arrow. Next one, 4n plus 2. Left will change to right. Next one, we've done 3 moves so far, so the next one is the 4th one. It's going to be changed to up. Next one is not going to be changed, and the next one, this one, will be changed to one from on the left, which is down. And now we input this down, right, 0, 1. Forget to clear the board. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, up 0, 0, left. Okay, I'm sorry. Continuing. Okay, where did I stop? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one is down, which is 0, 1. Okay, then go back to green one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lefts, 2 downs. Okay. Okay, we're on safe spot, so first one does not get changed. Next does not get changed. Next gets changed because we've done 2 moves. And next does not. Next does. And next does not. Left, left. 1, 0, 1, 0. Right, left. 1, 1. 1, 0. Up, down. Okay, now 4, 3 moves to the right. And finally 4 moves to the right. Okay, once again. We've done 0 command, so the next one does not get changed. For 1 command we change right to up. For 2 commands we change right to left, and then right to down. Right, up, left, down. So right, right. Where is right? Right is 1, 1. Up is 0. No, it's 0, 0. Left is 1, 0. And down is... Okay, and now what we need to do is go back to any cell from the center plus. So this one is 4 lefts. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, I need to show another colors, so I'll be right back. Okay, this one has orange and magenta. New colors. Okay, let's determine what the generation is. It is one that randomly makes small groups. It is cruscals. So 0, 0, 0. Going to be up, right, left, down. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a bad one. I'll regenerate it. Okay, let's go here, just to up. Okay, orange is the most complicated one in my opinion. So let's build the path first. 6 ups. Okay. As always, we're going to take the number of commands performed so far, modulo by 15. I don't think it is even possible to for the number of commands exceed 15 if you start from the closest safest cell. But who knows? I don't know. It probably isn't, but still. If it somehow is, just regenerate the maze and you don't have to worry about moduling by 15. Don't forget, you need to add 1. So when we start, when we don't have performed any commands, our counter is at 1. And we're going to go through this table and land on the on the consecutive level. So if we get 1, we land on this one. If we get 2, we land on this one. 3 on this one, and so on. So basically, what the X means. X means that Uh, the it also applies to the gray one, but it happens when the number of commands is divisible by 10. Your so basically your Robit will just be stopped even if you're in the middle of command line, but it will not cause a strike because the force stop. All you need to do is just click the play button and continue your script. There is literally nothing else to do. It just stops and you click the play button to continue. That's the whole difficulty of the force stopping. So since we're starting from this black cell, this one is actually getting skipped because we're not in the orange cell. So why are there 4 ups? I don't know. It is 4 rights and then 2 ups. So the first move is safe. Okay, we've done one move. Now we're on the orange cell, which means our counter is at 2 rather than 1, and we'll land on this one. So what this does is, if we land on a dash, the red quirk is going to be applied, so we're just going to invert the next move. If not, then it is just a regular move. So this one is regular move. This one is a regular move. This one, however, because this one and fifth one, because of this cell, are going to be inverted. So right becomes left and up becomes down. And the sixth one, this one is going to be okay. So right, left, down, up. Okay, down, 4 lefts, and let's go back here, down 4 times. Okay, now for the magenta quirk. When the number of your performed commands is divisible by 4, your next move is not going to be performed. So basically the Robit will just stop and skip the instruction. However, it will still be counted as a performed move for the counter of moves. So let's just make our path. So it's going to be 4 rights and 2 downs. And let's see. 0, 1 move down, 2 moves down, 3 moves down, 4 moves down. Which means this move down is not going to be performed. The Robit will just skip it and go to the next instruction. But don't want it to be skipped, so we can just input any move we want, like 5th right, and we will be fine. So instead, this time it will just go right, skip, but the counter is still at 5, as I said. The skipped moves still add 1 to the counter, 6, 7, the rest are fine. So 5 rights, and 2 downs. And let me double check that I did not forget anything. Okay. Yeah. And 2 colors left, which I'm going to look for. Found a good one. Let's start with blue, which by the way in my opinion is the hardest one out of the simple colors. Okay, what's the algorithm? Oh, it's the recursive division. Okay. Recursive. down, up, right, left. Uh-huh. Let's do gray one first. 2 rights. And as I said, um, when the number of moves done is 10, the Robit will just stop. Well, it's divisible by 10. Robit will stop and will forcibly stop when you have to just hit the play button again to continue your command tree. But I don't think even 10 moves is if it is possible to have to be I don't think it is possible to be forced to make a 10 move like line to get to this edge. I think the longest one possible is like 8, I'm not sure, but still. Other than that, it's just a free color. You don't have to change anything. Yeah, if it happens so that you manage to take manage to make a line of with length of 10, just hit the play button to continue your stream. So let's just do this for fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 downs. 4 downs. Yes. And 2 rights. Okay, 2 lefts. 4 ups. And 4 lefts. Okay, for the blue one you need the serial number, and what you need exactly is to know on which positions the digits are. In our case the digits are on first, second, third and sixth positions. And what you are going to do is take the number of commands the Robit has performed modulo 6 plus 1, and if that number, if the that position in the serial there is a digit, then you're going to apply the red quirk to the next move. So let's make our path down, down, left, left, down, down. Okay, right now we're at 0 moves, which means the blue counter is 1 because we're doing plus 1. We would change the first move, but we're starting from the black cell as always, so the first one is safe. So we've made the first move, next one is going to be changed because the counter is at 2, so down becomes up. Third is going to be also changed, becomes right. Counter is at 4, we're safe. 5, we're safe. 6, next is going to be changed, down to up. So down, up, right, down, up, right, left. Wow. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and down, up. Yeah, pretty sure that's it for them. I am pretty sure I explained everything, unless I didn't. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.